Although it was made for carriage works, it was always envisaged that the work would live outdoors. The name succession refers to the concept of ecological succession, which is basically the way that um, an ecological system changes over time. So in imagining this work, I imagine this, all the species within the work have been chosen, I guess, to enact these specific changes over time. At the top of the work, there is the fig tree, which is also growing here in the park. So it's just, I think it's quite poetic that there's the figs at the top here that are chatting to the figs over here. And over time, the figs should develop and drop their roots down to the bottom plantings and merge with the woody vines that are growing up the rebar. And in doing that, there should be a merger between the inorganic materials of the sculpture and the organic nature of the plants. I guess people are often curious as to how the works are made, whether they're found objects that have been hacked into, or whether I've made them. They're made from scratch, so basically the works are made as a negative sculpture, so it's the whole shapes are kind of made in a mold form using clay and a substructure of steel, and they're made upside down. So basically the mold is the negative sculpture, the work is upside down, and then the concrete is poured into the mold, and once that is all cured, the whole sculpture is flipped upright, which is a really traumatic process for both the work and for everyone involved. But yeah, and then from that point there's lots of chipping and water blasting. And the materials that are made, the work is made from, or mostly industrial byproducts. So the rocks are actually steel slag from Wollongong, which is kind of, it has the same look and composition of volcanic rock, but it's a completely man-made material. All the bubbly effect is a recycled glass. And there's also coal ash from Mararing Power Station, which I've been using for quite a while. It kind of gives the whole sculpture a lightweight quality, and it also means that I don't have to rely on mined materials to make the concrete. I guess in terms of the choice of those materials, concrete is just so ubiquitous, it's everywhere, and we have this view that it's kind of forever. But of course it's subject to these forces of nature, and I guess I see my sculpture as accelerating those forces of nature, hopefully within a time frame where these changes or this succession is observable. Say how happy I am for the work to be where it is. I grew up in Caves Beach, and which was an immense privilege to grow up there, and to be so proximate to the lake and the beaches and the bush, and I think all of those things are within the artwork. For me, making art is about making connections, and yeah, I guess my upbringing by the lake, by the beach, my family's industrial heritage are all melded into this sculpture. And yeah, that's about it from me.